What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy here today with Red, who's the Education Director for Sell Music Academy, my marketing education business that's here to help you guys. What we wanted to do is we wanted to break down some frequently asked questions that you guys are hitting me up with in the emails and the DMs and the comments of YouTube videos, teaching you how to build your YouTube channel. I know I talk about Instagram, I talk about TikTok, I talk about Spotify, but we really have to focus on YouTube because it's a powerful platform that I think a lot of you guys are avoiding. You don't understand the importance of it, or you're just confused, and hopefully this video helps you. So take some notes and we're gonna jump into those questions. All right, Red, so what questions do they have?
So we have a mixture actually of beginner, intermediate, and advanced questions, and they kind of are throughout. So just make sure that you hang on because you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, definitely take notes. So where do we jump in?
We jump in with, and this is a big question, what is the most important thing to know when you start a YouTube channel?
So I think that this is something that we all kind of wonder, because a lot of people will overanalyze what they need to do to prepare for a YouTube channel. But just keep in mind, it's just like social media. You sign up and you jump in. You know, one quote that I love, it's not where you start, it's that you start.
Yeah.
So we have to get going. The first thing you need to understand about YouTube is it's a content platform that's also the world's second largest search engine. So if you have something of value, a how-to video, this type of thing, that's going to be in one angle. If you're doing vlogs, it's going to be in another. But you're not going to figure out what you enjoy the most and really thrive at and what people want to see from you until you get started. So don't overanalyze what camera gear you're using or what lighting we're having here. And Adam, your videos are so crisp, what are you using? I'll have all that in the description box, but it doesn't really matter. You know, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and a lot of the big channels have been doing it for over a decade now. And you know, you have to say, this is something that I want to do. I want to add it to the mix. The best thing to keep in mind, that if nobody's watching your videos at first because it takes time, then there's nobody really judging you. So don't overthink it.
So many people have reached out to ask what equipment should they use when they first start out with YouTube.
So, you know, one of the quotes that I've been saying it for years, I'm almost sick of saying it, but use what you have until what you have pays for what you want. 99% of us have a smartphone of some sort or access to a built-in camera in our laptop or an iMac or something like that. I'm not blind to the fact that, that some people don't have any access to a fancy camera or a phone or whatever, but it's important to understand that what you have probably is already good enough. A lot of times we overthink things, and I can tell you that for this video, I'm using a Sony a7S III with a Sony 24mm 1.4 aperture lens, and lav mics and all this stuff. But next thing you know, you're saying, okay, Adam, well, you spent, I don't know, $6,000 or whatever it was on this setup. I didn't start with this. This is I've had 8 different iterations. I've had 8 different cameras, you know, and you work your way up based on what you enjoy using, what is going to give you the quality, because people can talk about the camera, but they're not talking about the lighting. They're not talking about the mics. They're not talking about the software we use. So I would just highly recommend getting a little mini tripod for your camera, or for your your iPhone or your Android phone or Windows phone or whatever you're using.
Sit next to a window.
Sit next to a window for natural lighting, or pull some lamps in to really flood your face with lighting, and practice, practice, practice. You know, I know people that can take a $300 camera and make it look better than a $10,000 camera because they know what they're doing, versus somebody who's using a $10,000 camera for the very first time and has no idea what they're looking for, trying to set it up. So when it comes to YouTube, just get your face out in front of the world. Like I said, it doesn't matter if people judge you, because when you first get started, not a lot of people are finding your stuff. So it's a really great time to audition some different ideas, get better, dial things in, and YouTube University, when it comes to all the different tutorials, is really going to help take you to the next level.
So the next question that we have is, how important are your profile photo and banner in reality?
All right, so the profile photo on all your social platforms, what you're using on your website, it's important. Imagine if my profile photo right now was me wearing this lime green shirt. If you found me on Instagram and I'm wearing this lime green shirt, and if you find me on YouTube and I'm wearing this lime green, it's going to be, oh, that's Adam. Oh, I'm familiar with that. Just like a Nike logo, right? You know it's Nike from a mile away. So when it comes to your profile photo on all different platforms, they should match. Anytime you do an update, go through everything you can and match them. It's easier said than done sometimes, because I know that some platforms that you're not using as much, let's say that I use Instagram and YouTube and TikTok all the time, and then I forget about Twitter. Just as soon as you see that you're not using the same one over there, make sure that everything matches. So the banner is the artwork that you see when you actually go to a YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/Adam Ivy, you're going to see my channel banner, and I try to change it once a year, give people a new vibe, a new kind of a series or a new season rather. And it is important, because those that aren't using a banner, those that are using some stock image that either YouTube gave them or they just found something on Google and pulled it in, it shows that you're not that professional. It shows that you're not taking it very seriously.
I would also say building trust. That's another way that you build trust with your audience as well.
Yeah, because that YouTube banner that you have there is showing, like, this is who I am. Sometimes people have words like, this is mine right now, put it up on the screen. I'm going to be changing this very soon, but this is typically the messaging, so people know what they're going to be expecting. A good, doesn't have to be super professional, but a staged photo of yourself is always beneficial, because people will latch onto a face more than they will just some cool logo. So if you put yourself out there, if you're an artist, I highly recommend getting your face out there. I know that wasn't technically the question, but a lot of people hide behind a logo. They'll hide behind something that they think is mysterious, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. But putting your face out in front of the rest of the world is the proven path. So that's what I would suggest doing.
So the next question is, what exactly is niching down, and how do you do it as an artist?
So niching or niching down is being focused in a certain target market, right? So if you do tutorials for your magician and you want to teach other magicians how to do, that would be your target audience. That would be your niche, your niche. If you're doing music, you're doing beat making videos, then it's for artists and producers that are interested in that. If you're just doing music videos, for example, or vlogs, you got to find your people, right? You got to find your herd, your group. Some people call it a tribe, like whatever. I think that it's important to find other people that are interested in your demographic, your story, the way you live your life. Some people are into cars or fitness or cooking. And so try to find interests that you can get into a video, and take heavy influence from people that you enjoy watching on YouTube. So try to find something that already is succeeding, and then aim your target to say, you know what, I really like how this person's running their channel. I think I could make it different by doing X, Y, Z. And then kind of that's really 101 at finding your target audience, finding a group of people that resonate with your message. If you're just going on YouTube and you're working on a car one day, and the next video it's fitness, and the next video it's cooking, and the next video it's vlogging, and the next video it's a prank, you're going to have a really hard time building a channel, because people want consistency. Think about when you're on Netflix. Do you watch, a series and it's all different stuff? No, you watch a series because it's going to be either a story continuing or a certain type of documentary, a little, mini story in that regard. So make sure that you can kind of connect with a certain type of people. And again, if you're just doing music videos, it's going to be a little hard unless you're doing it on a very consistent basis. With growing a channel around your personality, your brand, and the emotional triggers that really get people to latch on.
So the next question is one of those deeper questions.
Okay.
How do you choose a title for your video? What if it's just a cover? What if it's a vlog? Where do you go with that?
Yeah. So the greatest thing about YouTube being a search engine is if you start typing in words in the search bar, it's going to start auto-populating results. And try a few different things in there kind of as a guess, based on what you think the title should be. And it's going to show you, if you say how to start making music with everything, it's going to start populating more and more and more. And then from there you could hit enter. Oh, that's a good one. Hit enter, see what the results are. A great tool is what we all use it, is tubebuddy.com. I'll actually have a link for a discount for any of you guys that want to jump in. It's awesome. Definitely give it a try. I'll have a link in the description box below. All of my students are recommended to use it, and I give them the same link that you guys are getting. And that's going to actually show you results scores. It's going to show you how to tag. It's kind of funny because we go over all of this in like ridiculous amounts of detail within the Sell Music Masterclass. But for you guys that are just trying to get up and started, definitely look at what other people are doing. Another great way to do this on Google is by searching. And if you're just doing music videos, this isn't going to apply to you as much. But if you're doing any other type of video on YouTube, go to Google, search different title names, see what pops up as a result, and then go to the very bottom where they say users are also searching for, and it'll give you a whole slew of different things to search. Bring it back over to YouTube search and see if the results that are popping up, if there's like a boatload of people saying the same thing, or if your idea for the title would fit in and kind of stand out. And a lot of times, even if something is the #1 search result and it's 6 years old, well, guess what? Now you have the newest one, which would rank a little bit higher very quickly, especially if people watch through, and that's a whole different conversation.
So another question in the realm of titles, let's talk about thumbnails. So what should the title of my thumbnails be? People are asking any tips on creating good thumbnails. What about clickbait? Where do we go from there?
Yeah, so as far as titles and thumbnails, those are like the two most important things. Again, I'll reference Netflix. If you go through Netflix, it's literally going to show you thumbnails, and they have a multitude of different versions of thumbnails based on, let's say you like Uma Thurman. Well, if you're looking at, Pulp Fiction pops up and it can tell that you like Uma Thurman movies, it's going to show you an Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction thumbnail. If you like John Travolta, it's going to show you John Travolta thumbnail. If you like Samuel L. Jackson, show you a Samuel L. Jackson version, because it knows it's going to pull on those emotional triggers a little bit more. But YouTube, we have to see, what's going to pop against everything. So all the time, just make your thumbnails very, very small when you're creating them to see if it catches your eye. Don't just pull a still from the video itself, because a lot of times it's just going to be kind of messy. It's not going to look very professional. If you want to know how I do my thumbnails, and it might not be the same type of video that you're doing, but follow along with me here for a second. I literally just pause. So if I was making a thumbnail for this right now, I might go, and then take that right there as a still out of this video clip in Premiere, and then I'll bring it in Photoshop, and you guys can use Pixlr, which is absolutely free. That's pixlr.com, I believe. I use Photoshop. I use all the Adobe suite, but you can also use Canva. Canva is awesome. Red uses Canva.
I use Canva every day. Get the pro version. I think it's like $12 a month.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, again, if you're just getting started, they have a great free version in Pixlr or GIMP, which is like a horrible name for a website to do this on, but GIMP allows you to do very basic, like Photoshop style editing for free, all completely browser based. So when it comes to your thumbnail, I think that you should only have 2 or 3 elements in each thumbnail. Some people have way too much text. They have way too many things going on. It should be, typically, some face or person in the video, and then minimal text. And if there's another element, that's cool. Some people put emojis, and I do that once in a great while on these videos as well. But keep it simple, keep it eye-catching, make sure that it matches with what the title is kind of revolving around. Clickbait is not working like it used to because people are so quick to watch. They see 2 seconds in that it's not what you said it was going to be. They'll click off and YouTube won't show it to anybody. So they can't game the system as much as they used to. I always say, because some people say that I use clickbait, which is not true, but I have a title and a thumbnail that somewhere in that video, I talk exactly, every single video that I have, if anybody ever says, oh, this is clickbait, nope, this is what the title was. At 6 minutes, 23 seconds, I talk about this exact thing for 4 minutes. So make sure that you're just delivering on your promises, and make sure that your headlines, right? The same thing that news does. I mean, they'll have a crazy headline and then they'll get into it. Make sure that your titles and thumbnails catch people's attention, because that's what we're really using to pull people in.
I would also say something that I tell students is go find your favorite artists. Look at your favorite artists, because they have a production team behind them. And so you have really great examples to pull from. Another thing is check out Adam's content, because he knows what he's doing. So pull from those examples and create them in your own space. Yeah,
definitely take others as references, take others as clue givers to what is working, and then make it your own. Have fun with it.
Another big question that we always get is, when can I start expecting to make money off of my YouTube channel?
It's a question I get like every day. So there's a few different ways to make money off YouTube. That's the first thing that you have to think about. How do you plan on making money with YouTube? Is it sponsorships? Because you can get sponsorships. You can do product reviews for free. They send you the product, and then you could sell that product. That's money in your pocket. A couple extra steps, but we all started that way. At least people who do some reviews on occasion. In fact, some people that want to have bigger review channels will actually go out and buy the products, review them, either keep them or return them. That's a different conversation. But when it comes to how to make money on YouTube, a lot of people just latch onto this idea that you make this like a ton of money with AdSense. AdSense is Google's machine that then runs ads on your channel, pays you a very small percentage of what the ad earned them or made them as offering that service to advertisers. And it's not a sustainable model. I mean, unless you're like Mr. Beast or you're somebody that has millions of views a month, it's not something that I think you guys, like it took me 8 years or something like that to make my first $1,000 on YouTube, right? So the first check they'll ever cut you is you have to make over $50, and that's after you can open up monetization. But think of all the different ways that you can bring people in to make money. Maybe you're selling merch. Maybe you have a Patreon.Maybe you have sponsorships, like I said. Maybe you have a service that you're providing, lessons, different things that YouTube can then be used as a business lead capture system. You're getting people, they're coming into you. And from there, you are responsible for converting them into a customer of some sort. If you just want money off of AdSense, then you're gonna have to have a lot of views, and a lot is very subjective. You can make, $1,000 a month with, say 100,000 views or something a month. But, to put it in perspective, I think I average about 250 to 350,000 views a month when I'm slacking a little bit. And I get paid between $2,500 and $4,000 a month from YouTube from those numbers. And it's all based on CPM, which is how much money per 1,000 views. And that varies so crazy. Like the financial channels can make $20 or $30 per 1,000 views. The people that are doing like vlogs or prank videos, those people can make $2 of 1,000 views.
After you did this for 8 years, so YouTube is a long game.
So I'll put that out there too. It's not part of the question, but it took me 8 years to get my first 50,000 subscribers, and then the last 2 or 3 years to now be up closer to 300,000. So that relates directly with that consistency question and how we really have to be in this for the long haul.
Okay, another question. This one is kind of in the same boat as consistency. How important is it to upload YouTube Shorts because it's relatively new? And also on the same coin, how important is it to go live on YouTube?
Yeah, so YouTube Shorts is a new feature. It's very similar to TikTok or Instagram Reels. I think it's super important to start incorporating that into your channel, but don't feel like that should be your primary focus. I don't really think that channels are going to be thriving that just post Reels unless you're somebody like a Mr. Beast or whatever, or MKBHD, who has a separate Shorts channel. And that's just all Shorts so that people know what to look forward to. One thing I think, though, is that anytime a new platform opens up a new feature, they're really pushing it, we have to take it seriously because they're giving preferential treatment to those that are utilizing those new features. So I'm guilty of not using YouTube Shorts. That's something that the team and I are definitely going to be incorporating, especially because there's so many videos, over 300 videos on this channel that can be broken down and repurposed, and keep that in mind as well. You can repurpose old video content. You can repurpose other YouTube videos to then be smaller format, smaller in length, right? As far as how long the video is, and it needs to be in vertical formatting. And all the rules of that are very easy to find. How do I do YouTube Shorts? There's a great YouTube article from Google/YouTube. So I think that's important, but keep in mind, I think that should be more so filler material within those longer form videos. Now, when it comes to going live, I think it's a great thing to really connect with people, especially if you want to have those interactions and conversations. People have been doing this forever on Twitch, and this is something that we can lean into as well. I go live on occasion. In fact, we're going to be doing something special here in the upcoming weeks. Regardless of when you're watching this, I'm going to go live off and on YouTube. But it's a great way for me to say, hey, what questions do you have? Hey, how are you doing today? Hey, where are you from? What's your name? And I can get to know people kind of passively through that experience. So if you're not bashful, if you're not too introverted or socially awkward, I know we all can be sometimes, just go live, and it's a great way to say like, hey, I'm going to be performing for an hour every other Wednesday. Come join me tonight. What songs would you like? And you can have that relationship that you build with people being, again, acknowledged directly through the live chat function especially. And then that video lives forever if you save it as a normal video on your channel. So from there, you could go through and cut some stuff out of that and then turn it into a short or a different form of long form content. And nothing, keep in mind, guys, nothing has to be overly scripted, overly planned, overly prepped. Sometimes it's just great to go live and see what happens. So don't be afraid. It's going to be trial by fire, but I think live is great on all platforms.
I love that. Trial by fire. That's how it is.
You got to just go for it sometimes.
So let's talk about call to actions. So if I'm trying to sell an album, or if I'm trying to get people to sign up for my Patreon, where do those call to actions go in a YouTube video?
Yeah, so CTAs, if you hear me say CTA, it's call to action, right? So it's telling somebody to do something. If I say, hey guys, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, right? That's call to action. So I think a lot of people in their intros don't get into the content fast enough. Keep that in mind. People have a very short attention span. So if you're like, hey guys, thanks for watching my new video. Before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment below telling me what your favorite gemstone is. And next week, I'm going to be like, people do that and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beginner mistake. I did that. Like, Lord knows I'm not the best if you look at my first stuff. But
what's your zodiac sign?
Yeah, what's your zodiac sign? And I'll let it, voice is fun to do. But your calls to action should be sparse. Sometimes it's just something popping up on the screen, like right now. It could be a passive call to action where I'm not saying anything, but I'm showing it based on something that's popping up in the edit. And at the end of the video, get through your call to action quickly. Usually mine are 20 seconds or less. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. Watch this video next, telling them to go somewhere else to build that retention time, because their session time, how long they're staying on your content, is just as important, if not more important, than audience retention, how long they're watching one video. So they need to watch one video long, for over 40 to 50%, and then get to another one of your videos to show YouTube, wow, this person's really enjoying this person's content. So calls to action, you need to have them. Don't assume that people are just going to subscribe or like or comment. And if you agree with this, leave a comment below.
Another question that a lot of people also throw at me when we're going through conversations is, how do I optimize my watch time? How do I keep my engagement up?
Yeah, so watch time and engagement are super important. Obviously, get that question a lot. Watch time is pacing. Pacing is everything in a YouTube video. If you watch through your edit and at any point you try to reach for your phone, you get bored, you just zone out, your video is not entertaining enough. Make sure to, like I told Chico years ago, edit with a spoon, not a scalpel. Don't just go through and I think I could take that out. If it's boring, chunk it out. I don't care if you take 45 minutes worth of a video and you turn it into 7 minutes. If those 7 minutes are quick pacing, if you watch any of the massively viral video, and I refer to Mr. Beast a lot because he's a beast, no pun intended. He has sometimes up to 30 edits in the first 30 seconds. It's just like boom, 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 because we live in an ADHD society, horrible, right? Because we're sitting on phones glued to screens. We have to be able to pull people through a story, pull them into something, and keep them interested. Because if we're too long-winded, which I can be at times, if we're a little bit slow on the pacing, we're a little bit, I don't know, we're not great at storytelling, which we're not going to be at first. We need to improve that. So watch time, super important. Keeping them engaged, addressing them as who they are, part of your movement, and that directly links in with the calls to action. Hey, do you agree? Let me know. These types of things are going to get people to engage. Things that are relatable are highly successful on keeping people through a video. And then telling people what the video is about, and then getting to the point sooner than later, and then traveling them or taking them through the journey of traveling with you through that journey. Should
YouTubers in the artist realm, should they be focusing on the watch time or the retention time?
So they should be focused on both, right? So watch time and retention time is kind of the same thing.
What about subscriber numbers?
Subscriber numbers matter, but they're just kind of a vanity metric, right? So if you have 1,000 subscribers and you're getting 12 people to watch your videos, then the subscribers don't matter as much as the actual people that are coming to your videos. And the greatest thing about it, and the worst thing about it, is as your channel grows, YouTube is going to show it to less and less people, because people have a lot of options. People are going to see your stuff, but you're going to see, let's say that I have 250,000 subscribers and my averages are going to stay the same based on, let's say I have 1,000 followers and I get 100 views, I get 10,000 followers, I get 1,000 views, I have 100,000 followers, I get 10,000 views. It's not going to be closer to the actual subscriber number. There's a ratio that it's going to really stick closely to, but the subscriber numbers are cool, but they're a complete vanity metric. You want to engage with as many people as possible, but keep in mind that there's some people that just hit subscribe and then never come back to your stuff. They don't go into their subscriptions. They're not on YouTube all the time. And so they're not as valuable as somebody that's like really embedded. And that's one reason why interacting with people in the comments is so important. Actually building a community around what you're doing is so important. And focus on that watch time and that retention time, because the longer somebody's with you in a video, the more likely they're going to show up at the next video, the more likely they're going to interact. And it's telling you that you're doing a good job at creating your videos and editing them in a way that's going to keep people coming back and sticking through towards the end, because nobody creates a video expecting people to, bail halfway through.
It's all about community. I love it.
All right, guys, I'd love to know in the comments below if you enjoyed this style of video. We try to answer as many different frequently asked questions about YouTube as we could, but I'm sure that we missed some. So if you have a question about YouTube that we didn't cover, leave that in the comments as well. I'd love for you to check out Red's stuff. Her music is amazing. I'll have that in the description box below. If you want to be in a program where Red and I can help you individually, I'll have a link for that as well. But it's free to subscribe as always. So click that button to join the channel family here. And then watch this video next to really take your branding and your business to the next level. If you want to do music as a career, come connect with us on Instagram. I'll have that link as well in the description box. And until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching.